Organic herbal tea with cinnamon, chicory, licorice, peppermint, ginger, and orange. Whole collection of goodies in there. Now I'll drink that this afternoon. That's a pretty color. And another little chocolate candy. All right, time to make some tea, and I don't know what else, but time to start some tea. Here's the view out the other part of the window. Piece of garbage on the deck. Little sun catchers. And the view of our little deck out back that we share with the neighbor. So here's a little patio furniture, a little bit of a deck. Not much of a view from here, but oh well. Uh-oh. That's it for morning thunder for me right now. I guess I'm going to have to either see if I have more or switch over to my regular plain old tea. And my nice regular coffee cup, teacup. There we go. Got myself adequately caffeinated and ready to start the day. So I'm being more and more tempted by the granny stripe blanket for using up some of my sock yarn scraps. So I thought I'd work up a quick little swatch and see what I thought of the fabric and whether I thought it would be something I might want to work on a little bit more. So I'm thinking I quite like it. I'm using my sock scraps, or all the leftover yarn I have from making socks, and I take one portion of my scraps and I've been putting them into my mitered square blanket, and then I still have a big chunk of yarn left over. So for example, this is what's left over from my vanilla Christmas socks, and there's a goodly bit. I haven't weighed it, but I'm guessing it's probably 35 grams. I don't seem to use that close to the full 100 grams of yarn. So by the time I make a mitered square, that only takes up a little bit of this. So I have a lot of leftover sock weight yarn. So I've been on the fence about starting a granny stripe blanket, and the more I think about it, the more tempted I am to make one. So this is just a little square. No, it's not square yet. It's a rectangle. Learn your shapes, Karen. But this is just a little sample I've made using some of my leftover vanilla Christmas sock yarn. and it measures, I've done a starting chain of 20, and it measures roughly 4.5 inches. So I'll have to work out the math and decide what size I want to make the blanket. I really don't think I want to make it like a whole bedspread size. I'll probably just make it as like a little lap blanket or a small wrap of sorts. And I'll just have to work out the math. So 4.5 inches for chain of 20. So if I chain 200, it should give me about 40, between 40 and 45 inches wide. I'll have to think about whether that's wide enough, or if I maybe want to cast on or do a beginning chain of 300 stitches. I'll have to contemplate this and decide. But using a 4.5 millimeter So the crochet hooks I have are an old set that I bought, oh goodness, probably in the 1980s. They are arrow tailor form. I bought a whole set of them. I think I probably lost a few of the pieces over the years, but they're 4.5 millimeter. In US sizing, that actually falls between a G and an H size hook, but that's what I'll be using for that. And I think it makes a nice airy fabric. It's not too thick, too heavy, which is something I don't really want with a fingering weight yarn. I don't want it to be too dense. I really do kind of want it to be kind of light and airy. So I think this is going to work. So stay tuned. I'll probably be starting this up fairly soon. I should restrain myself, but I know me well enough to know that I probably won't. Anyway, I've got to get ready and head out for a haircut, and I'll be back to do some more knitting and probably some crochet a little bit later on today. Catch you later. Bye.
Okay, guys, we're going to get ready to light the tree. We're going to start counting backwards. 3, 2, 1.
I see it in my mind and it looks beautiful.
Yay!
Merry Christmas.
Hi everyone. So we're at the end of the day today. End of the day. It's 20 after 8. Anyway, I've had a fun day. I went out this morning and got my hair cut. So it's a little bit shorter. It's still it's really staticky again now. So I got it cut. So I'm happy with that. It looks a lot better than it was before. Then we went out. They had a tree lighting thing down in the town where my husband he's pastoring at a church in a nearby town. They had their tree lighting thing this evening. So we went and checked out that and then came on home. So I filmed my podcast earlier today. I've got the editing done on that already and have it exported, so I'll upload that so it's ready to go sometime in the morning. I'll get the editing done on this little bit of video. I'm not sure if I'll have too much on there today. Oh, and I picked up a few things. I went and after I got my hair cut, I popped into the little thrift store just down the street from us and poked around there, and I found a few things that I picked up. Spent a whole like $2.75, but I think I'll do a little extra video clip of that another day for it's all stuff for doing junk journals, so I'll probably just get that videotaped another time and do that up as a separate video other than my vlogs here. But anyway, I think I'm gonna be turning in early tonight. I'm aiming for a good night's sleep. So anyway, I'll get the editing done. I'll get this ready to post up tomorrow morning, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye now.